is WVUA 23 News at 5.
Things are heating up in Northport. We're glad to be with you tonight. I'm Jabaree Pruitt. Lynn Brooks is off tonight. On Friday, former City Administrator Scott Collins resigned from his position. Details about his resignation will be discussed at tonight's Northport City Council meeting. WVUA 23's Jack Royer joins us live tonight from Northport with more. Jack.
Jabaree, this is a polarizing issue here in Northport as the city's first ever administrator has resigned. Now, with the weekend behind them, the City Council will meet Mayor Bobby Herndon publicly here tonight at the Northport Civic Center. Herndon told WVUA 23 last week that he's disappointed in the council after the resignation of Collins was announced. The mayor also told us he'll expand on those feelings this evening at tonight's meeting. Also tonight, the City Council will vote on an interim city administrator that many believe could be current State Representative Alan Harper, the brother of current City Councilor Bart Harper. This could only add to the tension between the mayor and some council members after some are speculating that the abrupt resignation of Scott Collins might not have been all that abrupt after all. Much of this, of course, only speculation at this point. We'll find out how this story will play out between the mayor, the city council, and the citizens in attendance at tonight's meeting when it gets underway in less than an hour. I'll have a full report on that meeting tonight on WVUA 23 News at 10. For now, reporting live at the Northport Civic Center, Jack Royer, WVUA 23 News.
Great, Jack, thank you so much. And 27-year-old Marcus Scroggin is behind bars accused of sexual assault with a 14-year-old girl. He's charged with rape second degree and sodomy second degree. It's believed he had been sexually assaulting the girl for several years while she was visiting his home. Bond was set at $30,000. And according to the Pickens County Sheriff's Office, 27-year-old Daniel Foster was found dead around 4 o'clock this morning at the Pickensville Lock and Dam. He was reported missing Sunday just before midnight. Now, police believe he died of natural causes but are waiting on an autopsy. And turning our attention now to the weather, it was another hot one. Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott is here.
And Jabaree, certainly temperatures back in the low 80s across much of Alabama this afternoon. Feeling more like summer out there,
yes.
But Jabaree, off to the west, we've got major flooding happening over much of Texas. In fact, we're going to talk about that. Check out the radar over the past 24 hours over much of Texas, Oklahoma. See back towards the areas around Houston and Beaumont, even Dallas-Fort Worth getting tons of rain. In fact, some radar estimates over 15 inches of rain just to the northwest city of Houston. An incredible amount of rain there. That system stays west of us for a while. We've got a ridge over Alabama. That means it's going to be warm, and it's certainly warm today. Temperatures back in the low 80s for the most part. A few upper 70s out there. Forecast, though, overnight tonight. Notice here temperatures again by 7, 10, and 1 o'clock. We'll be dropping pretty fast back in the mid-70s at 7. We'll talk more about your local forecast, including very warm temperatures, but rain is coming. Details in the weather. Jabaree.
All right, Richard, thank you. Well, heavy rains caused some delays for some Texas drivers. Strong storms swept through the area earlier this morning, causing some flooding issues for parts of Grimes, Waller, and Harris counties. High waters forced some drivers on top of their cars. Now, roads were shut down and bus services in Houston was stopped.
This is not the day to be on the roads in the city of Houston, or quite frankly, in our region. So unless it's an extreme emergency, I'm encouraging all Houstonians to stay at home.
Now, a flash flood watch is in effect through tomorrow morning for parts of southeast Texas. In other news tonight, a Gardo woman who battled cystic fibrosis since she was a toddler gets the gift of a lifetime. 22-year-old Libby Hankins received a double lung transplant on yesterday in Durham, North Carolina. Some good news today. Libby was able to speak her first words today with her new lungs.
Libby is a fun-loving girl, and she always has been. I was Libby's kindergarten teacher as well as just a family friend, and Libby is just full of life. Even though she had many obstacles that she had to overcome and many setbacks, it never kept her down.
Now, coming up at 6 o'clock, we will hear from Libby's father and how the entire Gardo community is coming together. And if you haven't finished or mailed your taxes off yet, today is the deadline. After today, you could face a penalty. The Northport Post Office wanted to make sure it was easy for you to drop your taxes off today. They put out a clerk in the lobby for customers who were only mailing their tax forms. They were also treating you to cookies and punch. Now, postal workers say they wanted to add something positive to paying taxes.
Actually, it's a little extra added from my postmaster, Miss Nikki Warren Burton, that we thought we would greet our guests. Even though they're having to pay taxes today, they might as well not be disgusted totally. So we're out here working in the lobby trying to help them out.
Now, normally April 15th is the deadline, but because of a Washington, D.C. holiday, the deadline was extended to April 18th. Now, several places in town are offering special honors of Tax Day. Now, Outbreak is offering a 15% off of your meal by printing off the coupon of their website. Now, Sonic's is letting cheeseburgers off half price. Now, Great American Cookie is giving away one free cookie to each customer, and Crystal's has their burgers 59 cents, 79 cents if you add cheese. And according to Alabama State Troopers, the number of traffic fatalities are out of control. Last year was one of the deadliest with 526 fatalities. Priscilla Estrada has more.
Most of your traffic crashes happen as a direct result of human error. Therefore, if everyone would just take a few extra moments to abide by the rules that govern the roadway, I feel that the number of traffic crashes would be reduced.
So far in 2016, we've seen an increase in traffic crashes, injuries, and fatalities. Alabama has seen 156 traffic fatalities this year versus 111 this time a year ago. That's an increase of 45.
And of those fatalities, 55% of them were not wearing the safety belts.
Troopers also wonder if those lives could have been saved if they had only taken a few seconds and buckled up. State Trooper Reginald King says he and other law enforcement officers are doing all they can to reduce those numbers.
Well, right now we're doing everything we possibly can as Alabama State Troopers. We're enforcing the rules of the roadway. We try to be as much of a presence as possible.
Now, troopers say it's going to take a collective effort from the law enforcement and the community to reduce those numbers.